In this video, I am going to demonstrate how to edit the left nav area of the page. Notice we've got two edit buttons here, and I'm going to start by just editing this area, this left nav, this upper area. So I'm going to click the Edit Left Nav. And in this area, you really want to be careful, if you don't really know what you're doing, to make sure that you don't mess up this navigation part. It's going to default to your directory. So this is women's soccer. There's a link back to women's soccer. There's a link back to the women's roster page. So those are pretty much set, and we want to keep those the same. By chance, maybe you want to add a link in here. There's some special page for your player. Your player has this great blog where they've blogged about their experience as an athlete, so you could potentially add another link in here. I'm not really going to demonstrate that for you. You should have covered some of this in your basic Omni update training. But I am going to talk a little bit about these icons. This icon, the Facebook icon, is a default icon that we want to leave in there, and I've selected this, and as soon as I select that, you can see this is actually a hyperlink. So if I click on this hyperlink, you can see that that hyperlink is actually going to the Santa Barbara City College, the athletic department's Facebook page, and that's a default that's set in the template, and I'm going to leave that alone, as you should. And then this other image here, your YouTube image, is also a link, so I selected that. I'm going to select the Insert Edit link, and this is actually the URL that you provided that will link to your channel. So if that does change, if your channel URL changes, you would want to paste a new URL in here. So you would select all of this, I'm going to triple click, select all of this, and then paste your new URL in here. And then the last part of this page, I've got the number here. Notice the formatting doesn't really show up in here, so I can't tell what it's going to look like on the page. But I'm going to go ahead and just change that number to 17 to match the image that we put in an earlier video. And then once I've made my changes, I will save my page, and those changes are reflected on the page. So I've edited the top navigation, top left nav, and let's go back in, click our edit button. So let's take a look at how to edit the bottom left nav area. I'm going to click on the Edit Left Nav, this bottom button. Move my screen over. So this area has two main places in it. This page has two main places in it. The first is a placeholder for text, and then a placeholder for an image. To delete or change this text, I can highlight it, and then I can just provide a quote from a player, even maybe a quote from a coach, something that stands for that player. I'm just going to put something simple in here. I would love to play soccer at the next level. I am a dedicated student athlete. And then to replace this, I could just delete this if I don't want another picture here, or I can select this, hit my delete key, and then let's find and insert an image that will work in this part of the page. So I click on my Insert Edit Image button. I'm going to browse. This time I'm going to look for maybe an image that I already have in here, and let's choose this image. And I want to edit this image. Now obviously I could upload and edit like I've done in an earlier video. This time I have an image in here, and I simply want to edit that image. So I'm going to click Edit Image, go get my image editor, and notice there's a button, a crop button, that's grayed out, and that's because it's not activated yet. So I'm going to go ahead and crop an area of this image and select what I want. So I'm just going to kind of do a headshot here, click my crop button, and now I need to resize this image. This is far too large to put in that area, so I'm going to click resize, And a good width to stay within is about 60 pixels. So this isn't going to be very large, at least the width of this is not going to be very large. So I'm going to leave this scale proportionally, resample image, and click OK. So it's not very large, but that's not a very large area of the page, but at least I have another image in here. So I have my image. I'm going to click Upload As, and I'm just going to put player profile left nav to name my image. Obviously you're going to want to name it maybe your player's name, left nav, but since this is for an example, and I will leave overwrite unchecked, click OK, find my image, select it, I click on it, and then select image. And again, I want to put my image description in here. And I'm just going to type the player's name, well, the fake player's name, and provide that as the title. I'm going to click Insert, Save, and then we've got a small picture of the player on this right area here. In this video, I have demonstrated how to navigate and update the two left nav areas of the player profile page.